Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Chotikul, and I will be teaching your student mathematics this year. So I wanted to create a little video to familiarize you guys with my digital organization of my classroom, as well as a little bit about myself and how we do things in our classroom here. So again, welcome back. This is not 2020, it is 2021, but I wanted to share with you guys my current contact information here. If you ever need to reach me, obviously Schoology is a great way of doing that, or by this email address, achodicall@bcps.org. Probably what I get asked the most about is the digital organization of this class, and all of that takes place in Schoology. So we're going to be sliding over to that so I can show you how I organize my materials and how you can check on the performance of your student. Um, First, let's slide on over here. So I just picked one of my school pages. The layout is the same for all of them. This is my Geomes. As you go in the material section is where most of the things we will use in class are going to be. You'll notice right below our little header is, again, my contact information as well as our coach class time. My coach class is on Tuesdays from 2:45 to 3:30 in person in room 315. If we need to make adjustments and make a virtual time for that as well, we can make that available to everyone. Again, if there is a time where we need to meet, I'm also available for individual or small group meetings. I just need to be contacted ahead of time about that. Below this is our important links for this class. First, I have a digital calculator for any student who doesn't have one at home. They can use that here. Also a link to our Flipgrid classroom. This is one of the tools that I use, as well as Desmos. We have digital classrooms where students can share ideas with one another, interact with one another safely, as well as a platform for me to give them feedback. I do use some digital tools for homework as well. This would be Quizzes and Delta Math are both individualized mathematics instruction tools that I will use. So please make sure your student is enrolled in all four of these. I will help them, but what's nice about this digital format is once they submit the assignment, it goes directly to my account where I can assess it, and they can also look at the feedback directly and do a lot of the interactive features which we can't do in person. So it's been able to kind of open up some doors for some different activities for the class. I also have a link for a digital textbook. The nice thing about the geometry textbook is that's all accessible online, so you can just go right in through that link where they have information for parents. For the trigonometry textbook, that is not available to everyone, so students have to get one of those from me on an individual basis. I also have a folder labeled resources to get you started. In here is really just a little bit about me, the syllabus for both of the classes that I teach. So regardless of which folder you're in, you're going to find those, or which page you're on, you'll find those. And then my digital organization for materials. So for each unit, I will have a unit folder labeled Unit 1 or Unit 2, and within that, I will have each of the lesson folders. Within each of the lesson folders, we'll have a classwork form as well as a note sheet. Both of them are completed digitally, so that way if a student isn't there, they can very easily access those materials. Very cut and dry and very basic layout here. If you have questions about the layout or if you need to see things, please let me know. I'll do my best to help you out with Schoology from the parent side. Also, if you're looking at grades in the grade book, now I cannot select this because it has other student information in there that is privileged to just them. But here in gradebook, you will be able to see all the grades updated in real time. As soon as I put the grade in, you get to see the performance, or if I change the grade, you'll also see it changed in real time. I would also like to make note, there is a comment section, so if something is resubmitted, you will see comments about that. You will also see comments about performance there as well. So that kind of covers all of what we're going to be looking at in terms of Schoology. Keep an eye out for updates. This is where I send things if maybe I'm going to be absent or if there's a modification to assignment, that's where I will post those. Some frequently asked questions that I get from this class are about missing in assignments and resubmissions. Missing assignments can be turned within 2 weeks of the due date or 10 classes, depending upon the layout of that. For redos, I allow for resubmissions for any assignment that is turned in on time that is a minor assignment. No major assignments can be resubmitted. That is a county policy. In terms of missing instruction, I upload lots of videos and the documents or the notes that I complete in class, so that way students who aren't there, they can very easily access that information and go back to that. Also, if you miss any assignment, the student is responsible for coming to me. I have extra copies of those assignments in a regular physical form as well as in a digital form, and I will take submissions both ways there. I also used to teach SAT prep here, so in all of my classes, I try and infuse some SAT material because I've taught math here so long that I want to ensure that all the students that I teach have an opportunity to go to an institution of higher learning that really values them, and often for that to be the case, they need to hone in on their SAT skills, so I really like to try and cover that. So those are other things that I will cover in the course. Again, like I said, my coach class is on Tuesdays from 2:45 to 3:30. As well as for my classroom norms. My biggest classroom norm is respect. It is almost impossible for a student to learn if they feel as though they are not welcome, if they feel that their opinion isn't valid, or if they just feel like they are unsafe or this is an unsafe learning environment. So for all students to learn, it is of the utmost importance that all students respect one another. I think that is the first thing that needs to be taken care of before learning can take place. I've discussed that with all the students and we have an understanding, but I want to communicate that to you guys as well. Also, in terms of COVID mitigation, masks are required in the building at all times, and there is no food or drink besides water allowed in the classroom. So all of those rules will be followed in this classroom as well. Lastly, a little bit about the grading policy. Just as a review, this is the same for in all of the other courses that your son or daughter or student may be in. Versus minor assignments make up 70% of the grade. Those can be resubmitted. Those include those include quizzes, homeworks, classworks. Major assignments make up 30% of the grade, and those are the major grades, meaning tests and projects. Those cannot be resubmitted. I update my gradebook very regularly. This happens mostly on Sunday mornings. Most of the time, if we have problem sets, they're due on Saturday, so that's when I'm putting in grades. Know for homework that I will be sharing with the students. More than likely, there will be a single weekly assignment that is done. Sometimes that is completed in class, other times it is not. If you're unsure about that, please feel free to reach out to me and I can clarify if what your student is letting you know is the complete truth or not. So I really wanted to keep this brief for you guys. I know you have lots of other teachers' videos you would like to watch, but again, really, I wanted to welcome you and your student to my classroom. If there is anything I can do to become a more effective educator, you know your students better than I do. I'm always here to listen. Again, if you have questions about anything that happens at Parkville High School, please feel free to reach out to me. I will be glad to get you any information we can to ensure that your son or daughter is successful here. So I look forward to hopefully meeting all of you in person. Have a great rest of the day.